Shalom. First, I'd like to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash. I'd like to give double honors to my apostles and elders of Great Millstone that do well. Peace and salutations to the elect, the hopeful elect in a 1/3, pushing this 144% truth across the four winds so we can sit there like and make it to the kingdom. All right, I got this minute clip, all right, that through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, I came across, all right. And in this video, what you see behind you is Charlie Manson. Okay, you might have known about Charlie Manson for the 1969 Charlie Manson massacres. All right, which that whole thing, that was all wickedness of Esau. That was a sacrifice, and this is the fall guy. Because I'm gonna say this, but this is not the lesson. But I have to say this. During 1969, you had three major events. You had the Charlie Manson massacres. You had what you know as Woodstock. Oh, you also had the establishment of Wendy's, and then you also had the fake moon landing. But the fake moon landing happened first, and then all these series of events happened after it. So if you ask anybody what happened in 1969, they're gonna think of Charlie Manson, they're gonna think of Woodstock, they're gonna think of things of that nature. Not gonna think of the moon landing. So that's all Esau's sleight of hand. But this character Charlie Manson. Even back in the world, I actually used to watch a lot of his interviews, because he actually has things to say, man. Okay. Really, he's like he's just like, what's the one dude's name? He's a comedian. Oh man, it's George Carlin. All right. He speaks a lot of facts like George Carlin. The only difference is George Carlin is considered a comedian and he's considered a murderer. You see, but pretty much I want to play this video, but I wanted to speak on it before I played it, so brothers are up to speed. Now, Charlie Manson, he was high up in Esau's, secret agendas. Okay, this dude knew a lot. All right, this dude knows a lot. All right, when it comes to Esau's wickedness, and this is a prime example of Esau exposing Esau. Okay, this dude Charlie Manson, he knew a lot, man. All right. And he was demonized and considered crazy. Really, he's a walking representation of what people call conspiracy theorists, because the term conspiracy theorist came out after the assassination of JFK, which the CIA coined a conspiracy theory so that it could discredit anybody proving the Esau's wickedness. All right. So he's pretty much a walking example to keep a ill eye on anybody that dives deep in Esau's wickedness. But this is prophecy, Psalm 64 and 8, and it says, really I want to start at 6. It's a spirit. Psalm 64 and 6. It says, they search out iniquities, they accomplish a diligent search, both the inward thought of every one of them, and the heart is deep. This is talking about Esau. Okay, they have accomplished a diligent search, and in this video, you're gonna see an example of Esau. You're gonna see an example of Esau searching out inequities in a diligent search. Okay, you're actually gonna see that, and because that's pretty much what he's going into. How so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans are a walking representation of Esau, because Esau created the Negro. Esau created the nigga. Esau created your mumble rappers. Esau created what you see today. Esau's created the 2/3 that you see walking, man. Okay, now it's judgment for them, but what I mean is because Esau's the sword. He's the god of this world. He puts movies out. He puts a stereotype for you to carry yourself. Look at Menace to Society. Look at Boys in the Hood. Look at New Jack City. Look what he gives you as a platform to look after. And then look what he gives himself. He gives himself the Brady Bunch. He gives himself Wyatt Earp. The list goes on. Okay, you get the gist of what I'm saying. You see, Esau sets the monotone. He sets the platforms of how you should carry yourself. He's a master manipulator, all right? And people know that, and people are hip to it, okay? I'll read this again, Psalm 64 and 6. They search out iniquities. They accomplish a diligent search, both the inward thought of every one of them, the heart is deep. But Yahweh shall shoot at them with an arrow. Suddenly shall they be wounded. So they shall make their own tongue to fall upon themselves. All that see them shall flee away. Now, the reason I brought that out is because this Psalm 64 and 8 is what you know as a whistleblower scripture, okay? So that they make their own tongue fall upon themselves. Now, this Charlie Manson character, all right, he's having the tongue of Esau fall on themselves, and I put the caption on so you can hear his words. Now, I'm going to pause and play it because there's certain words he says that the caption doesn't pick up. So don't don't allow it to be a stumbling block. But let's play it. In Lord's will, this will be edifying. He's telling Esau. You see that? He said, I tell you, I hate you first. Hey man, if any man, hey, I used to watch some of these videos, man. When I was heavy in the what you call conspiracy, because back in the world, I always questioned, I always was searching, I always was looking, I always knew Esau was the devil, but I didn't have the truth to say all Edomites were the devil. But I always knew it was an Edomite, a red Hebrew, it was a so-called white man behind it, and even and this is why they shut this dude up, man. All right, he knew too much. Charlie Manson knew too much, and they shut his ass up, man. All right. They shut his ass up. He knew too much. All right. He was the first major like serial killer. You know, they demonized and pretty much painted a narrative, and everyone believes it. So anyone thinks of Manson, oh my God, he actually didn't kill. Now, I'm not sticking up. I'm just telling you what the story is. He actually didn't kill anybody. They claimed he had women and men they sacrificed Sharon Stone and her child. Yeah, that happens all the time. Esau sacrifices people all the time. He was just a fall guy. But every time they interviewed him, they would chop his words and twist everything, man. Okay? They would chop it up, but there'd be times where you'd be watching an interview and he would say some jewels, man. All right. And this is one of them. So this interview, he's saying how he hates Esau. He actually is saying he hates you. Well, hey, this is beautiful, man. Your own tongue is falling upon yourself. I hate you first. You're the first line I hate. I hate all white people. Hate all. White people are rotten. Black people are just like them. He said all white people are rotten. All white people are rotten. I hate them. And he said black people are just like them. And he's going to go into why they're like them. All right. Because as the king is, so is the people. All right. The 2/3 that you see walking, that is the results of Edomite supremacy. Okay. Let's cut them off from being a nation. Esau is a complete defeated nation. Esau is cut off from inheritance. Esau is cut off from salvation. So what did he do? He wants them to act just like him. Don't you know there's a book called the white man, what is it called? It's called the Wicked White Man's Water. And in that book, it details how Gad, the so-called Native Americans, were trying to act like Esau to fit in, and it turned them into alcoholics and belligerent and drunks in the street. Don't you know that? The stereotype of Native Americans being alcoholics is because they were trying to keep up with Esau and his lifestyle when he was the early settlers. You see? You see, hey, man, the proof is in the pudding, all right? And dinner is being served. Because you made him. He said because you made him. White people are rotten. Black people are just like them. Because you made them exactly like you. Because you made them, he said, because you made them exactly like you. Hey, let's get that. Let's get that in Psalms 83. Has not Esau's main goal and operation is to destroy us as a nation? Is that not Esau's main motive? Psalms 83, and all you brothers should be familiar with Psalms 83, and if you're not, read it. Psalms 83 and 4, they is speaking about Esau, they have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. Now, how did Esau cut us off? By lies, rape, rob, murdery, extortion, exploitation. All right, how has Esau cut us off from being a nation? By integrating us, telling us to all become one. Did not King Antiochus do that to the Israelites when they came in and besieged Jerusalem? Did they not do that? You see? Is this not historical facts? Has not Esau is not Esau trying to create a new world order? All right. Esau has molded the you into being a model citizen to his standard. That's why the so-called black woman, Latino woman, and Native American woman, they actually act like a Shedemite woman, because see, really, the Shedemite woman is the nigger woman, man. Okay. Now you're going to see it. All right. But the point is, what I mean is, she's a real nigga woman is because, see, they embody the she saw, the glitz, the glamour, the attitude, the stuck upness. Here it is, you're broke as hell, but you got a Fendi and Louis bag and all this shit. You living in a cockroach infested apartment. You trying to live like a Shedemite. And really, the women of our tribe, they actually envy Shedemite women in their lifestyle. That's why when they go to work, they're hearing she saw talking about her husband and where they're going and what they're doing. So she goes home and she wants her man to do that. And because he can't, because he's under curses, because he's under oppression, because all the doors are getting shut in his face, now she's got an evil eye towards him because he ain't shit. Because she wants him to live up to an Edomite standard. You see? Esau created this philosophy, man. Esau created this atrocity that's upon our people. They are our 2/3 of our people are completely destroyed following Esau, his ways, hey, Charlie Man's gonna say it. Let me read this again. Let me read this point real quick. Habakkuk 2:15. Woe unto him that giveth his neighbor drink. The so-called white man has given us all the philosophies that got our people completely drunken off wickedness, man. Hotep, Egyptology, black, African. All Esau gave you that. Negro. Hey, don't you know the so-called white man also classified Native Americans as Negroes? Hey, man, do your research, man. This is what he's done. Oh, don't you know he classified himself as white in 1681? And then in 1682 classified Judah, Southern and Northern, as Negroes? He classified Southern Kingdom and Northern Kingdom as one kingdom, and that was Negroes. So now you think you're black, and you ain't even so-called black, man. This is what he's done, all right? And you got it coming out out of the mule's mouth himself, man. And we're gonna finish the video. He's pretty much saying he don't like black people because they act like Edomites, man. And guess who else didn't like Edomites? Nikola Tesla, man, who was an Israelite. He said they excuse me. They said that he was a germaphobe. No, he was a Edomite phobe, man. He didn't like being around Edomites and their filth. Excuse me. He didn't like being around Edomites and their filthy ass nature. You see? You know, your house dirty. Sleeping with your woman and not cleaning up after yourself, getting drunk, like all that's Edomites, man. Oh, committing adultery, all that's Edomite shit, man. Now, yes, that's our curses, but it's being played out on a worldly level, okay? I always say it, man. Yes, we're under curses, but you see it play out on a worldly level. And Esau is the main one that is the focal point to the problem on our people. Is not Esau the sword? So he cut us off from being our nation and then slapped on a Band-Aid of lies, man. And that's why you act like Edomites. That's why we call our women a nigger woman. Who is she really acting like, man? Because she ain't acting like an Israelite woman. Because Esau's the real nigger. You see? And any Shedemite white woman that's so-called in orders, because she's just living up to she's just living up to the potential of the movie she just watched last night on Lifetime. They always showing the Edomite woman as good, wholesome woman. She's a whore, man. The only reason that Shedemite women are clean is because she's got a man, she's trying to get become famous, or it's for money. Let her ass just be a single woman. She's going to be looking like shit because that's in her spirit. Just like you Edomites, that's in your spirit. That's not in our spirit. We're naturally clean people. We carry ourselves in a very beautiful manner, a very cleansely manner. It's only because of captivity. It's only because of our oppressors, you see, that we're in this condition. And you even got Charlie Manson speaking on it. Why did he speak about Esau before Jake? And that's another thing. They said that Charlie Manson was trying to start a race war. Well, why is he always going on Esau, man? You see? Because it's a little bit deeper. Let's finish this off. Habakkuk 2 and 15. Woe unto him that giveth his neighbor drink, and that putteth thy bottle to him, and maketh him drunken also. And you know what? It literally pops in my head. And I'm going to say it now. A nigga woman with blonde weave. Immediately, soon as I read that, the first thing the spirit popped in my head was a nigga woman with a brush cut of blonde hair with a little tip at the end, man, poking up. Looking like a damn overweight dyke Sheetamite, man. Looking stupid, man. You Jakes out here envying Esau, you look stupid, man. And let's hold that on deck, all right? Proverbs, the 3rd chapter. The scriptures describe in detail, in depth, all right, everything that you see going on here today, man. All right? You got a question? It's in the scriptures, man. All right? Let me hold this on deck because I actually want to play a little bit more of the video. It's only a minute long, but hey, he's making some points, you know. Habakkuk 2 and 15, woe unto him that giveth his neighbor drink, right, philosophies and literal. Like I had mentioned earlier, through the spirit, you can go look up the wicked white man's water, where it's actually known how Esau was getting Gad drunk and then making treaties with him. He would actually get him drunk and get him married, you know, because if you're an Israelite, you know, you're not supposed to drink and get angry. You're not supposed to drink and get belligerent. You're not supposed to drink and commit adultery. You're supposed to drink and get married. Really, you're supposed to drink in the name of Yahweh Shem Shai, and often ye drink. All right, because if you drinking for Yahweh Shai, you ain't gonna be belligerent. You ain't gonna be drunk. You ain't gonna be wicked. Because that's why they call it wine and spirits. You see, but what Esau was doing is he was getting Gad and Mary, making him feel all happy and love, and you know, I love you, you love me. Because we gotta remember, the words of his mouth are smoother than butter. So he's acting like he's his friend. Hey, man, hey, John Redcorn. Yeah, I'm just throwing a name out there. You know, sign this. You know, sign that. Yeah. Then he wakes up sober. Oh, man, what the hell happened? Then he wakes up in a fucking lake, you know, in a beaver dam somewhere, and he goes back to where his village was, and it's fucking, you got Roman pillars up, and Esau standing there talking about, let me do your taxes. You know? Go look at the movie 12 Years a Slave, man. He got drunk with the Edomites and woke up in slavery, man. And that happened right around where we live at, right here in upstate New York. Solomon Northrop. You see? This is what Esau does and is doing. And he's being exposed from it, even from his own people. Habakkuk 2 and 15, that putteth thy bottle to him and maketh him drunken also, that thou mayest look on their nakedness. And that's exactly what they're doing. The same way when you read about Adam and Eve, their nakedness, that was because they turned to an unpure doctrine, okay? You are naked serving the so-called white man. You are naked believing in the red Hebrew Edomites' lies. You are naked out here. Even Jake said it, man. You know, he ain't got something. He like, man, and not saying literally naked, all right? Not literally naked, okay? But in a sense, man, I'm naked out here, you know? Oh shit, I'm naked. You know, I ain't got it on me. That's what Jake said. You know, and why are they naked? Because he cut them off from being a nation. All right, they can't call on their power source no more, so they're exposed. They're vulnerable. So they're gonna cleave on to whatever power's around. And who's the power right now? Esau. And that's why they act just like Edomites. And that's why Yahweh Shai said this. It's the spirit. John 8 and 44. Let's get this real quick. John 8 and 44, ye are of your father the devil. Why you think Yahweh Shai was calling Israelites, calling the devil? Because they were acting like Edomites. If you have an evil eye towards your brother, you're acting like an Edomite. You eating red meat, you're acting like an Edomite. You're smoking cigarettes, weed, you're acting like an Edomite. You're getting white boy wasted, you're acting like an Edomite. You're acting just like the devil, man. And that's why Yahweh Shai said he's your father, because your father ain't Yahweh. All right, you ain't cleaving to this truth. You don't want your inheritance back. You know, didn't Esau despise his birthright? You Jake said turn your back on this truth. You're despising your birthright. You're acting like an Edomite, man. Just like him. Now, before I finish that and this in Proverbs, let's allow the video to finish playing so we can reiterate the points. Just gonna rewind it about 10 seconds so it can go back to the context.
I hate all white people. White people are rotten. Black people are just like them. Because you've made them exactly like you. They walk like you, they talk like you, everything they do is like you. They want to
This man, Slakia, you heard him? He said, you took him out of the jungle to make him into a man. But what man? A so-called white man. And he said, why when you could have left them be gods? Let me play it black. Hey, play it black. Let me pay it back. Hey, through the spirit, man, he knew we were Israelites, man. All right. Through the spirit, he knows we're Israelites. Okay. And a lot of people know we're Israelites, but you have to understand it's like back then it came and went, you know, you got wind of it. It started because why? The scriptures say the Most High set up the apostles last. So it wasn't sticking like that. Esau knows that. You want to know how Esau, well, it's scriptural. It's in the book of Ezekiel. Well, actually I have to get it and then I'll go back to John. You want to know how you know Esau knows that we're the Israelites? I'm going to hold John 8 on deck. It's because in movies, why does he make us have bald faces, bald heads and shaved faces and eat pork? Why does he have us do things that are completely against the scriptures and specifically our people? You don't see bald Edom. You know what I mean? You don't see there's a stereotype of Jake in movies, man. Okay? There's a stereotype that Esau has. Ezekiel 39 and 22, I believe, or 21. Let me see. 23. Ezekiel 39 and 23. And the heathen shall know that the house of Israel went into captivity for their iniquity. And doesn't the scripture say he searched out iniquities? Doesn't the scripture say he searched out iniquities? This is why Esau's always in some tut or in some tomb or something, man. Ezekiel 39 and 23, and the heathen shall know that the house of Israel went into captivity for their iniquity because they trespassed against me. Therefore hid I my face from them and gave them into the hand of their enemies. So fell they all by the sword. You see? You see? So he knows why, and when he's talking about the jungle, he's speaking of the west coast of Africa. And also he's speaking about South America, okay? He's talking about when the conquistadors came over here in Columbus to the South America. And he's talking about when they went over to the west coast of Africa. All right. Let's hold John 8 and 44. And I want to rewind this part because he actually calls us gods. You see? Let's play that again.
Like you, they Jews like you. They want to be you so much. They love your woman more than you do. They know your mind better than you. They wear your clothes. They even learn to wear your shoes. You take them out of the jungle and you want to make them into a man. Why couldn't they be left to be gods?
Why couldn't they left to be gods? You see? You see? See, they don't call Africans gods, all right? They call Israelites gods. You don't hear people talk about the Africans that are in Africa. They aren't calling them gods, okay? And that's another thing. All you Negroes, you niggas, believing all this rye and real. Take your ass to Africa then, man. Take your ass to Africa then, man. See, that proves you're Israelites. You see? You don't hear people calling Africans gods. You hear people calling so-called Negroes gods. You hear people calling so-called Latinos gods. You hear people calling so-called Native Americans gods or God's people. You see? In the jungle, they were gods.
Over here, everybody thinks the most black people are just dumb old colored folks. But they're not dumb old colored folks. They're very smart. They're very aware.
They're very smart and they're very aware. What are they smart and very aware of? You see? Hey, man, Esau's tongue is falling upon him. He's going in how really Jacob's better off without Esau. How they were good where they were at. You tainted, you ruined it because you're the rotten one. As the king is, so is the people. Which Lord's will I'm going to get that. And I'll just end the video just because.
Capacity for fear is 3 times what yours is.
Hey, there you go, man. There you go. And he was speaking about Jake has fear. You know, there's the full interview, I'm sure, is somewhere out there, but that was pretty much the meat that we wanted from it. Hey, that was Esau telling out of his own mouth. All right, out of one of his prolific serial killers' mouths that the so-called white man is rotten. and that Esau has basically molded Jake into who they are today. And they were better off without you because they were gods, and now you turn them into man. You see, at one point they were gods, and now you turn them into man. And that's what the curse is, because we are gods, as the scriptures say. Ye are gods, but now us going off, we're in captivity. You see, we're not at our full potential. You see? We're not at our full potential, but soon you shall see the gloriness of Yahweh B'Shem Shai and his people, starting with his son Yahweh Shai and the elect, the leaders of Yasharallah. Okay? John 8:44. Ye are of your father the devil, and the lust of your father ye will do. He was a murderer from the beginning, and abode not in the truth, because there is no truth in him. When he speaketh the lie, he speaketh of his own, for he is a liar and the father of it. He's speaking about Cain, man, which came to then Cain came back as Esau, man. You see? Cain came back as Esau in the reincarnation to fulfill his lot of his curses, all right? Cain came in his full potential as Esau, and Yahweh Shai was rebuking his own people for acting like an Edomite. And now you have a video of Charlie Manson speaking how Esau created Jake to be this way. You see? Let me get that. As the king is, so is the people. I believe it's Sirach 14. Let me see real quick. Let me Sirach. Is it Sirach? Maybe it's 13. Let me put as the it's right in here. It's probably right in my face. Let's put as the king. Maybe I'll just put king in. Salakia, brothers, bear with me. I gotta get it. I think it's Sirach 13 or 14, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see. Well, they're not pulling it up. Okay, let me see. Bear with me, brothers. I got to find it. Let's see. Real quick. Salakia, brothers. Probably right in my face. No, this ain't it. Let me just put king. Let me just put king in. I gotta get it. Let's see. It's Edris. I believe it's in Sirach, if I'm not mistaken. Alright, let's get past Edris. Salakia, brothers. Let's snag this. Oh, shit. All right, let's go to Google. All right, let me go to Google. Let's put this as, I believe it's Sirach 14. But let's just put this in. Oh, bear with me. This is what my phone does. See it, man. Damn. All right. Hold the phone. All right. As the damn, I got Erica Shatun. Phone. This is how the phone is. As the king is, so are the people. I don't know if Tazai pops right up. Man. Let's see. Sirach 10. We were close. Salakia. Forgive me, brothers. We were close. Let's go back. 12. There we go. The Wadi Halba Shemel Shai Bashim Kakwada. Sirach 10 and 1. A wise judge will instruct his people, and the government of a prudent man is well ordered, as the judge of the people is himself. You see, so as the king, I was just wording it wrong. Salakia. So as the king is, so is his people. It says, as the judge. Who's the judge right now? Does the scripture say he covered the faces of the judges thereof? Whose face is on the dollar and on every known so-called biblical or religious image? Whose face is it? Who's the rulers that be? Who rules the world? Esau. Sirach 10 and 2, as the judge of the people is himself, so are his officers, and what manner of man the ruler of the city is, such are all they that dwell therein. That's why the scriptures say, come up out of her, my people. Because you believing in America, you're going to act like an Edomite, man. You believing in this system, you're gonna trust in the system. You're gonna walk in this system, and this system is a systematic oppression upon you. So you're learning to be just a homeborn slave under Esau. He's created you to be who you are. The loudmouth nigga woman, the pants sagging, gun toting, blunt smoking nigga. He created you to be that, man. Okay? You that ain't you. He created you to be that. And now all you dumbass niggas have fallen victim of it, man. Gang banging, all that. The list goes on of the characteristics of Esau that Jake embodies, man. Okay, all the criminal activity, the deadbeat dad. All right, it was not Esau popping our women and then putting his own children into slavery. You see, and now you have the big stereotype of deadbeat dads. That's Esau, man. Esau's the ultimate deadbeat dad. You see. But now Jake being destroyed, being cut off from a nation, well, now they cleave to the nation that's ruling over them. All right. And that's why you are in the conditions the way you are. And this is why you're labeled a monster. All the stereotypes that are that people are afraid of so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, that's Esau. If you're afraid of a so-called gang member, all right, well, really, you should be afraid of the so-called white man. If you're afraid of the hoods, the ghettos, violence, and robberies, you should be afraid of the so-called white man. Where'd they get it from? Didn't it say he was a murderer from the beginning? U.S.A was reiterated, hey, you niggas, you getting this from Cain, man. You Cain gang. You see, it ain't gang, it's Cain gang, man. All right? Proverbs 3:31. Envy thou not the oppressor, and choose none of his ways. And there you go. And why? Because if you do choose his ways, then let's reiterate the point. John, if you do choose his ways, John 8:44, I'm going to end it on this. Ye are of your father the devil. If you choose the so-called white man's ways, you are of your father the devil. All right. You believe in everyone can be saved. You are your father, the devil. You believe that yourself, you're black. You are your father, the devil. You believe the 12 tribes chart is false. You are your father, the devil. You're calling on Christ. You are your father, the devil, man. And the list goes on. You brothers know. You can leave it in the comment board. Help me out. All right. This is how you prove, Jake, you are your father, the devil, man. Envying your oppressor. And U.S.A, it's in red letter. And U.S.A said it, man. Okay? Cut you niggas. And that's exactly what he would say today, man. You niggas ain't nothing but Edomites, man. Deaf to you. You see? So you got to really understand the spirit be speaking through us, man. This ain't of our own words. This ain't of our own motives. This is of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. And it's all being laid out in front of you. John 8:44. Ye are of your father, the devil, and the lust of your father ye will do. He was a murderer from the beginning and abode not in the truth, because there is no truth in him. When he speaketh the lie, he speaketh of his own, for he is a liar and the father of it. There you go, man. And even Charlie Manson out of his own mouth said it. You created them, all right, because they act like you see? And there you go, man. So Lord's will, you brothers are edified through the spirit as I was. And I just want to say, call halal, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, Ba'Shem Kakodash. With that being said, Shalom.